Hello everyone. We will start the electronic science paper number 3 in semester seconds. Unit number 3rd, it is the rectifiers. It is a performance rectifier, control rectifiers, to study the choppers and regulators. In these parts we discuss in third unit of the rectifiers. Now first we will discuss the diode rectifiers. The diode rectifiers is it is the main functions of it converts into AC into DC. The rectifier circuits using the diodes only is called as the uncontrolled rectifier or the diode rectifiers. Diodes are extensively used in the rectifiers. The rectifier circuits that converts into AC signal into the unidirectional signals. Then a rectifier is a type of DC into AC converter that depends upon then the rectifier it is the unidirectional signals. Their rectifiers are classified into two types, single phase and three phase of the rectifiers. Then the diodes is considered to be as ideal. By ideal it means that the reverse recovery time TRR and the forward voltage drop VD are the negligible. Now first we will discuss the single phase. This is a single phase half wave rectifier diagrams. First is the block diagram of half wave rectifiers, and it is the input signal applied and the output of the rectifier output is the current waveforms. Now first single phase half wave rectifier it is used in the transformer, single diode and the resistors. Now half wave rectifier is the simplest power electronics circuits that is used for the low cost power supplies for the electrons like as the radios. Now first conditions input signal is applied, there is a sine wave. That means sine wave is the positive half and the negative half. That means maximum and the minimums. Then first conditions we apply the during positive half cycles of the AC sine waves. Then the diodes is to be forward bias as the anode is positive with respect to the cathodes and the resulting current flowing through these diodes. This is the first input signal is applied, that is the positive half cycles. Then other is the DC or the negative half cycles is applied with the resistive R. The current flowing through the load R is the proportional to the voltage, and the voltage across the resistors will be the same as that of the supply voltages. That means positive half cycles input signal is applied, then current is flows through the diodes, that is the positive, and negative half cycles input signal is applied, that is the 0. That means second part input signals at the negative half cycle is the 0. That means see here output voltage or the current waveforms 0 to x, that is the current in the positive half, that is the D or the forward bias, and second conditions x2 to x, that is the 0 current or the 0 voltage. This is the first part, positive half and the negative half input signal is applied of the half wave rectifiers. Then there is the performance parameters of the half wave rectifiers. It is the discontinuous and the contains harmonics. The rectifier it is a power processor that should be give the DC output voltage with the minimum amount of harmonic contents. At the same times it should be remains the input current is the sinusoidal, that is the sine waves, and the power processing quality of the rectifier it requires the determinations of the harmonic contents of the input current, then the output voltage and the output current, we can use the Fourier series expansions of the harmonic contents. Now first it is the efficiency, then the average value of the output voltage is the VDS, and the average value of the output current, it is the IDC, that is the DC voltage. Then the output of DC power is equal to PDC is equal to VDC into IDC. This is the output voltage of the DC. Then root means square value of the output voltage Vrms is equal to 1 upon 2 pi integration of 0 to pi Vm sin omega. Then the RMS value of output current RMS is equal to Vrms divided by 2, that is Vm divided by 2. The output voltage of AC power PAC PAC is equal to Vrms into IRMS, that means the power dissipation in the load resistance plus the power dissipation in the junction diodes. Now next is the efficiency of the rectification, that is the ratio of input AC to output DC is called as the efficiency. Then efficiency is equal to eta is equal to PDC upon PAC. Then the DC powers that is delivered by the loads, that is power DC is equal to I square DC into RL. Then suppose AC power is the transformer, the PAC power is equal to power dissipation in load resistance plus power dissipation in the junction diodes. Then the efficiency of the half wave rectifier is the 40.6% when the RF, that is the feedback resistor, is neglected. Then what is the ripple factors? The ripple factors is the content of, it is a content, it is defined as the amount of AC content it present at the output in DC. If the ripple factor is less, the rectifier performance will be more, that is the rectifier value, or it is the ripple factor value is the 1.21 for the half wave rectifiers. Then second point is the transformer utilization factor. The transformer utilization factor is defined as the ratio of AC power delivered to the load and transformer secondary AC ratings, that is the transformer utilization factors. It is a half wave rectifier is about the 0.287. It is the transformer utilization factors. Then second rectifier is the full wave rectifier. The full wave rectifier, it is used in two diodes, and half wave rectifier it is used is a single diodes. Then input signal it applied AC, that is the sine wave. AC means the sine wave that inputs is applied the positive half and negative halves. Then transformer is used here, D1, VD1 and VD2, there are two diodes, resistors. Then working of the single phase full wave rectifiers. The working of the single phase full wave rectifiers, it is also called as the center tap rectifiers, because there is a center taps, that is the we connect the across resistors in the transformer. Then the full wave rectifier circuits, which is the center of transformer, then the each half transformer with its associated with the diodes acts as the half wave rectifier and the output of full wave rectifiers as shown in the figures. Because there is no DC current flowing through the transformer, there is no DC saturation problem of the transformer core. Then the it is also called as the midpoint rectifiers. The turn ratio from the second wave of transfer primary is taken to the unity for the simplicity. When the input signal is applied, D1 is positive, then the D1 is conducts, that is D1 is forward bias for the pi radius, and other is D2 is positive, that is the next half cycles, then the D2 is conducts or the forward bias, then the other pi radius. Pi radius, that means the 180 degrees, then half cycles is the 180 degrees. This is the diagrams of. Then first input signal is applied of the positive half cycles, then D1 in conducts, that is that D1 is forward bias, then the output signal Vmax into frequency omega t, that is the d1 is the conduct 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi, it is the d2 is conduct. Why? Because the other input is d1 is negative, or is the d1 is the negative half cycle and d2 is the positive half cycles, then d2 will be conducts or the forward bias, then the other d2 is the pi radian, that is the 180 degree phase shifts. Then these conditions is repeat again, that means first d1 conducts, d2 conducts, d1 conducts, d2 conducts. This is the change in conditions in the positive half and the negative half, that means d1 d2 d1 d2. These types of the single phase full wave rectifiers waveforms. Then next is the control rectifier. The control rectifier is the circuit that is used for the converting AC supply into unidirectional DC supply, and it can be controlled the power fed to the load. This process of the converting alternating currents to the direct current, it is called as the controlled rectifications. In short, the controlled rectifiers, it converts into AC into DC. Then the control rectifiers, there are the four types: phase controlled on-off controls with R load with RL load and the inductive loads. However, to simplify the analysis, the load inductance can be assumed that the high load current is continuous and has been negligible ripple factors. Now, first is the phase control converter. The phase control converter, this is the circuit diagram of phase control converters. Then the working of the phase, this is the transformer used. There is a thyristor T1 and the resistors. Then input signal is applied, positive input signal, that means the AC input is applied, like as the transformer is the AC inputs. Then working of the phase control converters is the, let us consider these circuits with the resistive load. Only resistor is connected. During the positive half of the input voltage, the thyristor anode positive with respect to the cathodes, and thyristor, it is said to be a forward bias. Then the thyristor T1 is the omega T is equal to alpha, and the thyristor T1, it conducts as the input voltage across the load. When the input voltage starts to negative, omega T is equal to pi. Then second conditions, the negative half inputs or the negative half cycles, the thyristor T1 gets the reverse bias. because the input anode is negative with respect to the cathode, and that means it is reverse bias and it is gets turned so the receiver's voltage only during the positive half cycles only. Then then the average value of output voltage can be varied by the firing angles. Then the firing angle to find out the signals. Then we start the input voltage starts to go positive, that until the thyristor omega t is equal to alpha is called as the firing angles. Alpha is the firing angles. Then the convergence of operations, the output voltage and the current have one polarity. It shows the waveforms of input voltage, output voltage, load current and the voltage across T1. This converter is not normally used in the frequency variations. This explains the variations because the power of community principle of the single host phase thyristors converters. That is, the frequency is input signals, input supplies, the lowest frequency of output ripple voltage is the Fs. Now, second one is the single phase full converters. This is the circuit diagrams of full converters waveforms in these parts. Then principle of the single phase full converters in C input signal is applied by using this transformer 230 volt 50 hertz frequency. There are the four thyristor used here, T1, T2, T3 and T4. It is connected in the opposite sides because the thyristor gates with the RL load is the connected. Now the working of the single phase full converters during positive half cycles of the input voltage, then T1 and T2 is the forward bias. Repeat again these conditions. During positive half cycles of the input voltage, then T1 and T2 is the forward bias, but it does not conduct until the gate signal is applied. When the gate pulse is given to the T1 and T2, then it generates being the conductions of T1 and T2 is on. Why it is on? Because the gate signal is applied to the beings to conduct when T1 and T2 is on. Then the input voltage is applied to the load through the paths Vs, that means the T1 load and the T2 loads. This is the first part of positive input signals is applied. Then other conditions is the during negative half cycles or the negative input signal is applied, then the T3 and T4, that is the thyristor T3 and T4s is the forward bias. Then the thyristor for T3 T4 forward bias, then the other thyristor T1 T2 it gets the reverse bias, and this conditions is T1 T2 is the off conditions, that is the reverse bias conditions. When the gate pulse is given to the thyristors T1 and T2, then again it gets turned on and begins the conductions states, that is the on states of the T3 and T4s. When the T3 and T4 is on, then the input voltage is applied to the loads T3 load T4s. Then this is the signals waveforms for the T1, T2, T3 and the T4s. Now T1 and T2 is turned off to the line or the natural communications. Then the load current is transferred from T1 and T2 to T3 and T4s. It begins the converter operations, that is a waveform of input voltage, output voltage, the and input and the output currents. During the period of the from alpha to pi, that is the input voltage Vs and the input current Is the positive, that is the positive parts. The converter is the rectifications mode. During the period of the from pi to pi plus alpha, then the input voltage Vs is the negative and the input voltage Is is positive. Then these conditions of the single phase rectifiers Then next one is the single phase dual converters. The single phase dual converters we used here the 4 transistor plus 4 transistor used here. Input voltage is applied separately in the phase converters. Now the inductive loads, it is only shown here diagrams, not the working in details. Now T1, T2, T3 and T4, it is a P converters, that is used as a PN converters. That is single phase dual converters, it is also called as the PN converters. Now next part is the AC voltage controller. The AC voltage controllers is the thyristor switch that is connected in between AC supply and loads. Power flow can be controlled by varying the RMS value of the AC voltage. It is applied to the loads. Then this type of power circuit is known as the AC voltage controllers. And the most common applications of the voltage controllers are the industrial heatings on the load transformers. There is a connection of the changing light controls speed and the control of polyphase induction motors. And the AC magnet, it controls the power transfer, and the two types of the controls it normally used in the AC controls rectifiers. There are the two types of the AC control rectifiers power transfer. There is a two types of controls are normally used here. That is the advantage of the AC control voltage controllers, that is the high efficiency, size in compacts, it is the high flexibility. And the drawbacks of the AC voltage controller, it generates the harmonics, that is the Fourier series. Now there are two types in controls, that is the on-off controls and the phase controls. We will ask these questions in repeat against on-off controls, how to explain, and explain in on-off controls in details. This is the main part of the AC voltage controllers. Now first we will discuss in the on-off controllers. What is the on-off controllers? Why it is need of the on-off controllers and the uses of the on-off controllers. Now in the on-off controllers is the switches that connects the load to AC source for the few cycles of input voltages. This connected to the on-off circuit control thyristor switches, it connects to the load to the AC source for the new cycles of the input voltage and then disconnect for the another few cycles. That means in the phase control thyristor switches, it connects the load and the AC sources for the portion of each cycles of the input voltages. Then the AC voltage controller can be classified into two types, single phase controllers and the three phase controllers. Then the which type of subdivided into unidirectional or the half wave control, and the bidirectional is the full wave controls. There are the various configurations of the three phase controllers. It depends on the connections of the thyristor switches. Now the principle of the on-off controller, this is a circuit diagram of on-off control and waveforms is like here. There are input signal is applied, two thyristors is connected in the series and the output voltage across the resistor R. Then the input signal is applied, it is the signal input signal sine waves, and there are the two conditions of the input is applied, Then the principle of on-off controls, it is explained that the single phase full wave controller, then the thyristor switch is connected to AC supplies and time t. It switches the turn off of the gate pulses the time t0, that is the on times, by usually consist of the integral number of cycles. Then the thyristors turn on at the input signals. Now there are the two conditions of the input signal is applied. Then the first conditions are during positive half cycles of the AC input is sine wave, that is the positive half cycles. Then these sine waves in the mathematically form we can see here, or the omega t is equal to 0, 2 pi or the 4 pi, we like this here in the SCRs. Then T1, that is a thyristor T1 is trigger at alpha is equal to 0. Then SCR T1 is the conduct and positive half cycles appears across the load conditions. During negative half cycles of the AC inputs at the instant of omega t is equal to pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, that means SCR T2 is trigger from the alpha is equal to 0. That means SCR T2 appears across the positive half cycle to the loads. This is the signal waveforms for the positive half cycles. When the gate pulses are removed, both the SCRs are off, thus no output appear across the loads. SCR conducts for the n number of cycles and they are off for the m number of cycles. Hence the name of on-off controllers. Then next is the phase control. Principle of phase controls. The phase controls is the power flow to the load is controlled by delaying the firing angles of thyristor T1 and output voltages. Due to presence of the diodes D1, it controls the range of limited and the directly RMS output voltage can only be varied between the 0.1 to hundreds. It is the output voltage and the input current are the asymmetric and contains the DC components of the phase controls. Now working of the phase controls, we see here diagrams, circuit diagrams of the phase controls, waveform, output waveforms of the phase controls. First the input signal is applied sine wave, that is second one is the VM, that is the output signals, and last one is the gate signals, that is the gate pulse we applied to T1 and the T2. Now working of the phase controls, the SCR, that is the T1 is connected across the diode D1. It is the anti-parallel configurations. Due to the one SCR, only positive half cycles will be controlled and the negative half cycles of AC supply will appear across the load without any change. Then the first condition is input applied during the positive half cycle of AC supply. Then SCR T1 is a turn on at the omega t is equal to alpha. There will be make the load voltage is positive and equal to the instantaneous AC supply voltage. The SCR will be turned off due to the natural commutations and the omega t is equal to pi. That in short we apply a positive input signals, then the commutations is the omega t is equal to pi. Second is that during negative half cycles, as the AC supplies D1 will turn on at the omega t is equal to pi, then the load voltage and the current is negative. Then the diode D is a turn off at the omega is equal to 2 pi. That means positive half cycles omega is equal to pi and the negative half cycles omega is equal to 2 pi. And other is the gate signals is applied here, the third waveforms. Then next is the single phase bidirectional controllers with the resistive loads. The single phase bidirectional controllers, here the circuit diagrams of the single phase AC voltage controller with R load and the voltage and current waveforms, see here. Now the DC input current can be prevented by the using bidirectionals, that is the full controls single phase full wave controller with the resistive load as shown in figures. Then the during positive half cycles input voltage, the power flow is controlled by varying the delay angles of thyristor T1. Then the thyristor T2, it controls the power flow during the negative half cycles, the input voltage, then the firing pulses of T1 and T2, it's kept the 180 degrees. Then the waveforms for the input voltage, output voltage and the gating signals for the T1 and T2 as shown in figure, the waveforms of T1 and the T2. Then the two SCRs are connected in the anti-parallel configurations. Due to the use of two SCRs, it is possible to control the loads, voltage and the powers. In the both half-wave cycle of the AC supplies, there it is called as the bidirectional controller. Repeat again in this sentence, the positive half cycles of the AC supply, both positive half cycles in the AC supply, it is called as the bidirectional controllers. In the positive half cycle is the power delivered to the loads. In negative half cycles is the supply T2 controls the power delivered to the loads. Then the RMS output voltage, can be controlled by the varying firing angle alpha from the 0 to 180 degrees. Then see here waveforms, voltage and current waveforms. First input signal is applied 0 to, then the other input signal is applied, that is the V0, it is the output signals, and the last one is the gate pulse of the T1 and T2. There are four signals T1, T2 and the other output is the gate pulse from T1 and gate pulse from the T2. Now next is the single phase controller with the inductive loads. See here diagrams, it is used in the two diodes and the RL loads, that is a resistor and inductor loads. Then input signal is applied, AC regulator with the RL load, a current and voltage waveforms here. Now the single phase controller with the resistive loads. In practice, the most loads inductive to certain full wave controller with RL load is shown in the previous diagrams. Then let us assume that the thyristor T1 is fired during the positive half cycles and carries the load current. During the inductance of these circuits, the current of the thyristor T1 is not fall to 0, that is the omega T is equal to pi. When the input voltage starts from the negative, then the thyristor T1 it continues to conduct the current I1, it falls to 0 and the omega T is equal to beta. Then the conduction angle of the thyristor T1 is the delta is equal to beta minus alpha and depends on the delay angle alpha. It is the power factor angle of the load angles, that is the waveforms of the thyristors of the gating pulses and the input voltage as shown here in the waveforms.